Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we're going to be talking about Black Bag. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. So, this is directed by Steven Soderbergh. I literally just talked about this man less than 2 months ago. Here I am talking about him again. So with Steven Soderbergh, he's interesting because you know how a lot of directors tend to stick with like one genre, just with whatever makes them comfortable. Yeah, that's not how Steven does things. This man will just jump from genre to genre without a care in the world. And I respect that because all that does is make you more versatile. It makes you less of a one trick pony. So yeah, I respect Steven for jumping from like genre to genre the way he does. So, yeah, he's been around for a while. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about these movies. I'm just gonna cherry pick the important ones, the significant ones at least. So Aaron Brockovich, Traffic, the Ocean's trilogy, uh, The Informant, kinda, Contagion, definitely. Considering what would happen like almost a decade after the movie came out in real life. It's Magic Mike. Uh, that's kind of it. So those are like his main movies. I mean, this man literally made Contagion, movie about a pandemic, deadly disease. 1 year later, he's doing Magic Mike, a movie about male strippers. Telling you, this man has range when it comes to directing. So yeah, and a decent amount of these movies have been successful. Some not so much. His most recent movie, Presence, didn't make much of an impact really, but yeah, I mean, a lot of his movies have been well received. So I say Steven Soderbergh is a decent, not a significant reason, but a low key reason why people would want to watch this. So I'd label him as a pro, even with his shaky, very shaky track record. Another pro is the cast here. We got a lot of notable names. We got Kate Blanchett. She's been around for a long while. Let's see. There's Elizabeth. There's talented Mr. Ripley. Is Gladriel. Cannot pronounce this name. She was in the Lord of the Rings movies and the Hobbit. I think yes, and the Hobbit movies. So there's those. But besides those, I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah, Indiana Jones, Kingdom of Crystal Skull, the Curious Case of Benjamin Button, that Robin Hood movie no one really remembers. Hannah. Uh, she was the evil stepmother in Cinderella. Carol, I know, was like a big Oscar movie. She was Hela in Thor Ragnarok. She was in Ocean's 8. Funny how I'm mentioning Kate Blanchett in Ocean's 8, considering Steven Soderbergh made Ocean's 11, 12, and 13. So, find that connection funny. Uh, oh no, well, I'm gonna ignore Borderlands. Okay, let's. I like to pretend the Borderlands movie just never happened, but it did, and we all gotta live with that. um, yeah, she's recognizable. I mean, there's some bombs in here. Borderlands is a huge one. Um, but yeah, she's still very much recognizable. As is who else we got? Michael Fassbender. Yeah, Michael Fassbender. He's around for quite a bit too. Starred in 300, like a minor character in the movie. Glorious Bastards, same thing. He was just. Does anyone on planet Earth remember Jonah Hex in any way? I don't think so. I don't think anyone does. But yeah, Jonah Hex was a huge bomb. X-Men First Class, Young Magneto. That's what I would argue that was Michael Fassbender's breakout role, where most people know him from. was as well as young Magneto in the X-Men movies. It was either that, then Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix, where the man never aged a day, despite the fact that the First Class was in the 60s, Days of Future Past 70s, Apocalypse 80s, Dark Phoenix 90s. Man didn't age at all. That will never not drive me insane. But besides X-Men, he's done other movies too. Prometheus as David is probably the best part of that movie, and it was like a hit despite its controversial reputation. There's 12 Years a Slave, which is, a huge Oscar movie, with a highly acclaimed movie. Steve Jobs, a movie that didn't do well financially, although I really, really, really like it. It deserved better. Assassin's Creed, man, we're just. I just found out that the movie is like doing really well on Max. For some reason, I don't even know why people are even watching it. It's a shit movie, but whatever. The Alien Covenant, a movie that's absolute ass, that I straight up hate. They didn't do that great. So The Snowman, The Snowman. People only remember The Snowman for its like terrible, like meme-worthy poster, and the fact that I think like a good amount of the script wasn't even filmed because the movie had like real like shitty production. And then there's like Next Goal Wins, which no one gave a damn about. But yeah, Michael Fassbender, he's still a recognizable face, mainly because of the X-Men movies. And I think he did like a Netflix movie too, The Killer, David Fincher. I've never seen it, but there's that too. Who else do we got in this cast? There's quite a few names. It's Marissa I've never heard of her. Okay, she was Amy Winehouse in the Back to Black movie nobody saw, so okay. Not much to say about her, at least in the movie world. What else do we got? Tom Burke. What has he been in? Not much, really. Except Furiosa, a movie that completely bombed, so can't talk about him. Naomi Harris, I can talk about her. She's been in a decent number of flicks. 28 Days Later. Apparently she was in Dead Man's Chest and At World's End. Apparently, the Skyfall, Spectre, No Time to Die. There's Moonlight, a big old Oscar movie. Collateral Beauty, a movie that deserves to be forgotten. Rampage, I guess. There's Venom, Let There Be Carnage. And not much really, at least in the movie world. She's fairly recognizable, I would say. Fairly recognizable. Regine Pay, I cannot pronounce this dude's name. I'm sorry. It's probably some I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. It's too late to. We're just gonna move on. So this guy is from Bridgerton. I know that much. He was in Bridgerton season 1, I think, which was like a huge hit. But he left after that. Yeah, he did leave. So, but still, Bridgerton was a big show. But what else? Dungeon Dragon. Oh, this movie was so good. It deserved success, but it ended up flopping, which breaks my heart. Super underrated movie. You should watch it. But yeah, I guess because of Bridgerton, people know who he is. And Pierce Brosnan, a former James Bond. Been around for quite a long time. There's Mrs. Doubtfire, then GoldenEye, and then Tomorrow Never Dies, and The World's Not Enough, and then Die Another Day. So it's James Bond career. What else is there? There's Mars Attacks. I know that's a cult classic. Dante's Peak. I think that was a flop. Thomas Crown Affair. It's not a whole lot after that. Mamma Mia, where he got a lot of shit for being a bad singer. I forgot he was in the Percy Jackson movie. I completely forgot about that. Not much really after that. Nothing of like real significance. No. No, there's Mamma Mia 2. Black Adam is Dr. Fate, who's in that. And yeah, not much else. Yeah, we got enough recognizable faces for me to say like this cast. I'd label it as a pro. So that's pro number 2. Pro number 3, reviews are really, really, really good. 97%. How is that ever bad in any context? So critic reviews are spectacular. Audience reactions less so. So, but I'll label that as a con later on. But a critic score being a 97%, that's obviously a pro. Another pro is there's a kind of a lack of direct competition really for this. I mean, there's no spy movies out there right now. And Novocaine Novocaine's like an action comedy. This is more of like a thriller, so it's not comparable. So even with all the movies coming out this weekend, this one stands out a bit compared to the others. It's like this and Novocaine. So I don't know. They all have like their little like unique things about them, but Black Bag has a bit more momentum than some of the others. And plus, like every other movie that's out right now is dead in the water. So yeah, direct competition is just not there. So I'll label that as a pro. Its preview number is 850K. They're not amazing at all. They're not like horrific either. Because keep in mind, this movie is a very mature audience. And it's the type of audience that would not really go to Thursday previews. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll label its previews. You know what? I don't know about his previews. I'll just do middle ground with those and then we move on. Cons. I am noticing a real lack of interest in this movie, though. Like, I'm noticing just a lack of, buzz, hype, really anything. It's pretty muted when you really look at it. And that's not good, obviously. I mean, you could say that about every movie coming out this weekend. So, yeah, just a rather muted ad campaign, rather muted, buzz, despite good reviews. I'll label that as a con. Another con is its audience reaction's not great. Has a 77% audience score, which is not super ideal. What's more concerning is its cinema score. It's a B. A B cinema score means the audience finds it really mid, and that can kill a movie. So, yeah, it seems like audiences aren't really falling in love with it on the same level as critics. So, it's a bit of a disconnect right there. So, yeah, just not so great audience reaction. I'll label that as a con. Another con is that the box office is so depressing, man. It's a nightmare. It really is. Like, nothing's popping off. Well, we've yet to have we're 3 months in to 2025. We've yet to have one undisputed blockbuster come out. Like around the same time last year, we had two. Okay, we had Dune Part 2 and Kung Fu Panda 4. Both of those movies being undisputed hits. Big money hits. We've yet to have that this year. And this weekend is not going to get any better. In fact, it's going to get a whole lot worse, according to the numbers I've been seeing. So, yeah, just a very depressed market. So, yeah, that's a con, obviously, because a depressed market, that's going to hurt every movie. So there's that. I don't think there's anything else really, as far as I know. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's really it. So, opening weekend. Okay, so the number I've seen is 6.5 million, which would not be very good compared to its like 60 million budget. um, I'm not sure what I can compare this to. I guess actually, who was it? Focus Features? They're like the specialty division within Universal. What can? Let me see. What do we got? I can't compare it to Nosferatu. That's just silly. Conclave could work with that being like an adult flick, even though it has a PG rating. And still, like, what kid's gonna watch this? Right? It's mainly for adults. So Conclave opened with 6.6. So I think that's comparable to Conclave. So I guess I'll stick with 6.5 million, and that's total. It'd be well. I'm not. Well, it would. I guess it would help if this movie had similar legs to Conclave because that had a nice little life. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen with Black Bag, but if the movie's gonna hope to regain its cost, it better. But I guess I'll just go with 20 million, give or take. Yeah, I think I'll just stick with 20 million, and that's it. So that was Black Bag. We got 4 more movies to do. Ugh. We got The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. We got Last Supper. We got Novocaine, and we got Opus. Opus. Yeah, Opus. And then we're done for the weekend. A weekend that is looking disastrous right now. So that doesn't make anything fun for me. So yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. All previous prediction videos I made this year, the past few years. Want to watch any of them? Go right ahead. It's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. February recap should be this weekend. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, it may or may not happen this weekend. Maybe the following weekend. Yeah. I don't know. It'll be within the next few days. I'll just say the next few days. I can't give you an exact date, but it'll be in the next few days. So stay tuned for that. And I guess my March recap, that'll be around like the 11th to like the 18th, probably around Easter-ish. And I just know my March recap is going to be entirely negative in tone, judging by what's been going on. It might be the most negative recap video I'll ever make at the rate things are going. So stay tuned for that video. But yeah, but if you want to watch any of the past recap videos of me on the channel, you can go right ahead. It's also the Canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I don't think no, never talked about Black Bag once. So there's that. But there's 250 episodes of Canceled out there. You want to binge watch all those episodes, go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.